The SB for Best WNBA Player has officially gone to Caitlin Clark. The winner of the SP for Best WNBA Player is Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark was named the 2025-25.mh. And we all know the Inspewers, and we all know I've been exploring that path. The SP for Best WNBA Player has official McQueen, which we see of we 8 core so cordy.mhf when I see. We see MHE, CDMATF. We see MAT dot war I want unwarren with canal. We see with kakoi see you to see the NA boy we see to see you to can we see why IRI see to you I did it Africa with you at with you I we WNBA Player of the Year just a short while ago. Legends like A'ja Wilson were defeated by Caitlin Clark, who officially won the SB over the other nominees, leaving even her fiercest opponents were moved and amazed. You know, more than 60 records? What was the catchphrase? For records is, they're a record. Caitlin Clark is that person. Caitlin has formally taken over the league, inspiring an entire new generation with her record-breaking plays. This is her method. Now you all know who prevailed. Roll out the drums. All right, Caitlin Clark is the winner. Gentlemen and ladies, when Caitlin Clark won the 2025 ESP for Best WNBA Player, she created history. She defeated Napheesa Collier, Breanna Stewart, and A'ja Wilson, surpassing such luminaries as Napheesa Collier, A'ja Wilson, and Breanna Stewart. Take a look at Andrea Carter. Andrea Carter seemed to be on the verge of losing her skin. Isn't everyone furious over the WNBA's use of the term villain? Her name was called, shocking everyone in the room. Evidence of her unparalleled performance. An impact match. You broke almost every record a rookie could have. She broke it, more than 60 records. What was the catchphrase? In only her first and second years over the course of several seasons, Caitlin broke over 60 records, was named to the WNBA's first team, and was named an All-Star. She redefined expectations rather than merely meeting them. Some of the passes that Caitlin Clark is throwing are visible to you. She's need RLYQB1. I was going to remark that her ability to deliver inch-perfect, transition chest passes is unlike anything we've ever seen. But we've seen players who can do that, demonstrating that she was worthy of having a discourse with the league's best players. Even those who questioned her at the Y felt compelled to recognize her genius. Here, she was named the Athlete of the Year by Time magazine. Record after record was broken by her. She raises awareness of the game so that the following generation can flourish. She attracted previously unheard of attention and vitality to the league, attracting enormous audiences and advancing the sport to new heights. She was impossible to ignore because of her ability to control the court, motivate her teammates, and captivate fans. Since her arrival, Caitlin Clark has been outstanding, particularly that first season. She arrived as a member of the WNBA's first team. It was evident that Caitlin Clark had not only arrived but had taken control by the time her name was proclaimed as the champion, securing her position at the top over even the most formidable challengers such as A'ja Wilson. Take a look at Andrea Carter. Andrea Carter seemed to be on the verge of losing her skin. She is furious that Caitlin prevailed. Andrea Carter feels like she's about to burst out of her shell. She despises the fact that Caitlin recently received his honor among Caitlin Clark's greatest plays to date. Caitlin Clark's finest play to date. Caitlin Clark's achievements went beyond accolades. Her exceptional on-court performances earned them for her. In one of her, she gave one of the most memorable performances of the season, which many have dubbed the best play of her career. Caitlin Clark did this in the game. J.J. Quinley was swatted by Caitlin Clark. She then got the ball and launched an inch-perfect pass after screaming in J.J. Crinley's face. After sprinting, Sua Cunningham scored. Late, by the way. Sophie Cunningham was right next to Caitlin when she received the block. She ran the entire length of the floor. She ran fiercely. She sprinted across the floor. That's either a layup or a simple dunk right there. In a pivotal match, she stopped a shot from J.J. Crinley, let out a fierce scream in her face, ran down the court and completed a flawless pass to Sophie Cunningham for a simple goal. Are there any records? For records, is there a record? Caitlin Clark is that person. Everything about Caitlin was encapsulated in that sequence. Brilliant, bold, and fiery. Her capacity to controlling the game is far more than just earning points. Leah Boston missing the layup was actually the best play of Caitlin Clark's career. Her passing, which produces precise assists that elevate her teammates to superstar status, has been dubbed the best the women's game has ever seen. Some of the passes that Caitlin Clark is throwing are visible to you. She's practically a quarterback. Her name is QB1 when she performs. Supporters of American football clubs are always saying, can Caitlin Clark be signed to play quarterback? Because of the way she plans her team strategy and reads defenses better than anyone else, analysts have even compared her to a quarterback and dubbed her the WNBA's QB1. Expectations of the Logo Blasts. Caitlin Clark on the court. This is what I've been saying a lot. I believe that Caitlin Clark has high expectations for herself based on what she believes others want to see. She elevates the game each time she takes the floor by finding teammates in transition, dismantling defenses, and creating plays that astound both opponents and supporters. I believe that positive things will occur when the Fever are playing at their peak. And when this Indiana Fever team is playing at its peak, good things will happen. When they are giving it their all and everyone is eating, it's Caitlin's turn. To pass the Indiana Fever are a threat whenever Caitlin is on the court because of her vision and leadership. According to one commenter, everyone eats while she's in charge. Caitlin Clark was in complete control. In Iowa, she swept the globe and carried it on. The player that successfully transferred the following from college to the league was the first. What really makes Caitlin Clark unique, man? Aside from her talent and her tenacity and significant influence on the WNBA and women's sports in general have earned her recognition. The problem is that your groin is something that moves a lot. When you walk, even when you're not playing hard, you use it on a regular basis. Therefore, it is a little more difficult to relax than other parts of the body. She had a difficult season. She fought through several injuries, including groin problems and quad strains. However, I believe that injury is particularly difficult since it persists. You can feel fine regardless of the amount of medication you take. You return to the world. It's one step, one direction shift, and suddenly you're experiencing the same kind of pain again. She will therefore have to deal with a difficult injury. Control. Legends like Lisa Leslie have acknowledged the toughness and persistent effects of injuries. But even though Caitlin was injured and missed a few games, she continued to lead her team, show up, and perform when it counted most. Without Caitlin Clark, the Indiana Fever are not as good. That is all there is to it. Without Caitlin Clark, we can all see the Liberty completely dominating the Indiana Fever. In the middle of the game, it was evident how much she carried the Indiana Fever on her shoulders. Even as the team suffered without her, both her comrades and her admirers were inspired by her toughness. The injuries have been insane. Began with Wannabegan with the left groin and proceeded to the right groin before moving on to the opposite quad, who is performing the strength and deep cock. It is performing the strength and conditioning is unknown to me. Critics drew attention to her wounds. This was questioned by doubters. The capacity to cope with the league's physicality. However, Caitlin retaliated by maintaining her dominance and disproving everyone. I think the game is growing at an exponential rate. She draws attention to the game so that the following generation can attend and prosper. She has changed the league's popularity off the court. Her mere presence has increased awareness of women's basketball to an unprecedented level. The game is being improved and changed for the next generation by Caitlin Clark. And people will be able to gain from Caitlin Clark's success. Viewership and attendance have increased. And young athletes worldwide now look up to her as evidence that they too can succeed. She must now put on the Superwoman cape and recuperate from her wounded once more because the Indiana Fever are not with Caitlin Clark around. That is all there is to it. We can all see it. Take a look at Andrea Carter. Andrea Carter seemed to be on the verge of losing her skin. She's really upset over Caitlin's victory. Andrea Carter feels like she's about to burst out of her shell. The fact that Caitlin recently received this award makes her very unhappy. Caitlin's capacity to perform well under duress, overcome hardship, and improve not only her group but even her most ardent opponents, like as A.A. Wilson, were moved to tears upon witnessing her win the title of 2025's top WNBA player. The game is being improved and changed for the next generation by Caitlin Clark. Additionally, folks will be able to gain from Caitlin Clark. Today isn't the only day Caitlin Clark is playing. She is creating a legacy that will endure into the future. The game has been altered by Clark. In college and the WNBA, she made a change. The nation is in love with what we have produced. And here's the grown-up girl next door, America. Clark, Caitlin, breaking collegiate scoring records and introducing women's basketball to a new audience. Caitlin Clark has enthralled the country. She is a phenomenon. There is more to Caitlin Clark's success than just her talent. It's a tale of vision, perseverance, and heart. The SP for Best WNBA Player has officially gone to Caitlin Clark. The SP for Best WNBA Player award was just given to Caitlin Clark. The winner of the WNBA Player of the Year award is Clark. Caitlin, congratulations on your victory, CC. She broke records, guided her team through hardship, and was named the 2025 Best WNBA Player. She has demonstrated excellence to the world. You are aware of certain individuals who seem unable to conceal their birds. And we all know I've been exploring their feelings about something. They seem to be unable to keep their emotions to themselves. Andrea Carter isn't involved in any of this Caitlin Clark nonsense, bro. She has been loathing since Shannon and Stephen A. had to cook last year. Bro. Her initial thoughts on the Olympics. One thing is evident as fans yell more loudly than ever before while competitors watch and wonder, some even crying. Caitlin Clark is more than just the top player at the moment. As time passes and we observe more and more of that, I sincerely hope that Ty don't mind Caitlin staying on the bench as long as she doesn't try to force the ball. Caitlin Clark playing shooting guard bothers me. I simply believe that there is less energy. I believe that everything that has transpired lately is a reflection of who I am. A game of the mind. Playing the game involves a lot of mental processes, and I believe that Caitlin Clark, along with the rest of the Fever team, is essentially the team's leader. She is reshaping the game's future, and she is only getting started on her trip. Keep checking back because if this year, Demonstrato Donnie,